Lumos. What is up, guys? Well, gross. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do a little eye look today. Like, the rest of my face is cream, and I genuinely thought I was gonna get away with something really light. And I got to playing with the khaki haze palette from Huda and got completely carried away. Anyway, guys, today's the day. Today is the day. We are actually going to be rounding up all of my lip glosses. And I say rounding up because I had previously thought I was going to be able to do a best to worst, nope, other way around, worst to best countdown of my lip glosses, but turns out I cannot pick a favorite. I can't even pick 5 favorites. I have before me, guys, I think my entire lip gloss collection. Almost 50 lip glosses here, all divided into categories. And we have clear, we have clear with glitter, we have milky, we have pigmented, and then we have like high pigment. So I'm going to go through each of the categories, and I'm gonna kind of put my like savage hat on, the same one that I do when I do declutters, where even if I truly love something, I'm still gonna tell you guys if it has pitfalls or anything like that. So that maybe you can have a lip gloss collection that you really love without having to have 50 lip glosses. Or maybe you want 100 lip glosses. Go nuts, live your life. But I'm gonna try and give you guys as much information as I possibly can and swatch when I think it's necessary. I don't really know if like swatching the clear ones is gonna be that helpful, but without further ado, because I think this is gonna take forever, let's go ahead and jump in. Yeah, the reason that I didn't do this video for such a long time was that I kept thinking I was gonna be ready, and then more lip glosses would come out, and I was like, well, I gotta wait for that one, you know? The last one I think that we were waiting on, the last ones were from M Cosmetics, and then also before that, it was the Bite Beauty lip glosses. So that's all in this right now. Let's start with clear glosses. No, we're not talking about lip balms today. And you guys want a lip balm video? We can do a lip balm video, but this is already going to be crazy long. So these are all of my clear glosses right here. Ooh, wow. And yes, I did include the Tower 28 red and the Glossier red as clear because they basically are. Let's start with the lightest weight here, and we'll also just go ahead and get this out of the way. This is the Cool Gloss from Jones Road, and I just reviewed this in my last video. Not a fan of this. It is minty, it is plumping, but it has ingredients in it that make my lips dry instead of nourished. And it's $22. I think it's overpriced. It underperforms. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm just genuinely not sure about my makeup look today, but it's okay. We're just gonna go with it. Next, in terms of, I don't know, thinness, I will talk about the Thrive. This is their liquid balm lip treatment. This also comes in a pumpkin spice latte flavor that has actual spices in it. Like, there's no artificial flavor to it, and it's downstairs. I like that one a whole lot. I like this one a whole lot. I like the Thrive glosses because they do not do the weird white thing. We just need to go ahead and establish a name for that. I'm gonna call it, we'll just call it Sabotage, because that's what it does. By the end of an hour-long like filming session, I'm like starting out filming and I'm like, oh, my lips are so plump and juicy, and then by the end I just have like lip sabotage. So that's what we're going to refer to that as. This does not sabotage you. And it is a really, really lightweight formula. It's almost like a lip oil, but the only thing that I don't like about these is that they have an unintentional flavor. Like, they don't have a flavor added to them, but they have, I wanna say, I don't know, it's almost like a sunscreen or a, I don't know, it tastes like the ingredients, maybe it's a hyaluronic acid or something like that, but there's like a active, I think an active plumping ingredient or something in here, an active nourishing ingredient, and I don't like the flavor of it. That's the only thing that I would say is a drawback of it. So, and that's in all of their lip glosses, but this is really, really pretty and it won't sabotage you over the day. I just don't love the flavor. Okay, next we have, and this is actually probably my favorite clear lip gloss formula. This is the Kosas Wet Lip Oil in the shade Jellyfish, and it is the perfect meeting of a consistency that will not sabotage you. It is actually nourishing. The ingredients actually make your lips feel better as you're wearing this. And I will say there's something else that I need to denote about a lip gloss formula. There are lip gloss formulas that feel like they're almost water-based and they wash off or they lick off, or if you get in the shower, it feels like they just kind of go away. And then there are lip gloss formulas where when you get in the shower, you notice that like you need soap to get them off because they have like a staying power, like almost like a waterproofness to them. I'm not gonna remember every single one of them and whether they have that or not, but the ones that stick out in my mind as rock stars do have that. The Thrive has that. The Thrive totally sticks around. This one actually sticks around. This right here is one of the things that I have on my lips right now, and I would say it's almost tied with the Kosas for formula and just how much I like it. I just haven't used it for as long, so I guess it doesn't like have as large of a place in my heart yet. But this is the M Cosmetics Morning Dew, and the only shade that it comes in, which is Quartz. This is a really, really lovely lip gloss. I like it so much. It smells really nice, but it doesn't taste like anything. It has a really lightweight feel to it, but it's bouncy and still makes your lips look really, really like plump and juicy. I love a lip gloss. I will go on my like classic tirade here. I love a lip gloss because in spite of wearing lots of makeup elsewhere on my face, a lip gloss will always make the rest of my face look dewy by association. It's like bringing your dewy friend to the party. People just assume that you're kind of dewy too. And so I will always mix textures on my face to try and, you know, enhance or blur or whatever, but I think a lip gloss always tops off a look better than a matte lip, on me at least. So that is why my collection is so big, but also why I really like the bouncy effect of certain ones. So yeah, this doesn't have any kind of plumping qualities to it. Actually, Jones Road is the only one out of all of these in the clear category that has a mintiness to it or a plumping claim, but this still just makes your lips look really, really nice. Okay, next in terms of thickness, we're talking Tower 28. This one will sabotage you. It will, ultimately. And I think this one might too, the one that I'm wearing. I'm not really sure. Again, I don't have as much experience with the M Cosmetics ones yet, but I really, really like them so far. So these are, yes, this is tinted, but when it goes on, you can hardly even tell that there's a color. On some people, you probably can more than others, but even on me, I really can't tell that much. And the Glossier, I think, is even like less. Yeah, it's actually way less. The Tower 28 is going to give you more of a red, and then you can see the Glossier is actually almost clear. I still don't really love those because I've talked about this before, but I can wear a lot of shades. Candy Apple Red is not one of them. It does something funky on my skin. It turns like a really unflattering shade of pink on me, and I just, you know, it makes me look like I have Kool-Aid lips, basically. It's not my favorite, so that's why I don't really get any use out of these on my channel, but this came in a set and this was part of PR. And talking about the actual formulas, so I will say that Tower 28 and Glossier are similar. Glossier is still the best, truly self-leveling, bouncy, makes your lips look like a candy, like a piece of candy. You know what I mean? Just that like pure shine. Will it sabotage you over the day? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is gonna give you all the white on your lips if you're sitting there talking for an hour like me. And I think that this is a compromise, but it still doesn't give you that just like crazy, luscious bounciness that the Glossier does, and it wears off a little bit quicker. The Glossier, I mean, I know I said I wasn't gonna swatch the clear ones, but I don't know. The Glossier is like syrupy. It's absolutely so satisfying. I won't say that it's, people talk about sticky lip glosses. I will say that a lip oil is how I think of a non-sticky lip gloss, you know, whereas this is the definition of a sticky lip gloss. So those are the clear glosses. Let's move into clear with glitter and shimmery. So these are those. Ooh. So starting with, in no particular order, we're gonna talk about Thrive since we kind of already talked about these. So this is Glinda, Ashley, and then I also have Effie, and I've got the other ones kicking around somewhere, but I love these. I think these are really, really beautiful. They're meant to be toppers. So you can wear them on their own, obviously, or anything on its own, but they are meant to really set off their like matte lips and other things like that. And I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I really like the applicator. It's just this really nice, got the like the teardrop with the hole in the middle. And again, these have that thing where you get in the shower and you're like, oh, that's really not going anywhere just yet. I need to wash that off specifically because it does have really nice nourishing wear time to it and it won't sabotage you. However, these also have that little bit of flavor that I don't totally love. And because they are so thin, almost like a lip oil on your lips, you can feel the glitter. And some people that might bother them. It doesn't bother me at all, but you can actually feel like a little bit of a texture to the glitter on these. Very, very similar looking is the Patrick Ta, but it actually, oh my gosh, it has so much glitter to it. And it actually has a little bit of like a milky thing to it as well. I don't know. It's like not my favorite because I feel like it's the fastest to do that thing where you get the white ring around your lips. At least in my experience, I have found that the wear time doesn't really justify how kind of icky it gets, how quickly it gets icky. So that's why you don't really see that one this one that much on my channel. And this right here, this is the e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss. e.l.f. kind of quietly dupes everything. I feel like they kind of give e.l.f. a pass. Like everybody gives e.l.f. a pass because they do such a good job of duping things without being tacky about it. They're not like Revolution Beauty or something like that. But this is an excellent dupe for the Buxom lip glosses. So this is in the shade Champagne Glam. Again, I don't think I've ever really like featured this on my channel, but it is plumping and it has, you know, really, really nice, I would say like a classy level of shimmer to it, you know, a tasteful level of shimmer. It's an absolutely beautiful lip gloss, and actually this whole line is really, really pretty. The only thing that I'm not talking about here is the Makeup by Mario one because I literally haven't even tried it yet. So stay tuned. That again will be in the next like new brands to my channel video. So the new Bite lip glosses. If I recall, these are a little bit pricey, and I'm gonna be totally honest, I think that this is really fussy. You know, they tried to be innovative with the applicator and everything, but I just find this to be very silly. The formula is really nice. It's minty. It is plumping. It does look really good. And I'll just go ahead and swatch this because I want to show you guys like the level of pigmentation. And while this isn't milky, it does have like a color to it. This is the Thrive Pink with glitter, which is called Effie. And they're very, very different. Yeah, you can see there's Thrive and there's Bite. The Bite Beauty is very, very pigmented. And then I also have the Bite in their clear with glitter as well. I like the formula, like I said, but I don't think that this got where they were trying to go. Like you see it, it's meant to look like a lipstick, I think, you know? And so it's like, oh, okay. Just give me a wand, you know? This might be more hygienic, I'm not sure, but it's fussy to me and it's unnecessary. And then we have a couple more here. So we have the Wayne Goss. This is the only Wayne Goss one that has any shimmer to it. And I will say that it's very, very different. I included it in here because there's not really anything like it to compare to, but it is a lot like, and I feel like Wayne Goss's lip glosses were very inspired by the whole collection of MAC Lip Glass because they just have that consistency to them. They're so beautiful. I kind of want to do like a full face of Wayne Goss and just give you guys the lowdown on everything in his collection, but we will go ahead and cut to the chase. I think his glosses are the strongest part of all of his releases. And I really, really like this one. This one's in the shade Hibiscus because even though it has shimmer to it, ooh, it like matches my nails. Even though it has shimmer to it, it doesn't look metallic on the skin or on your lips. It just enhances the plumpness. It makes your lips kind of like reflect light in a different way where they just look plumper, they don't look glittery, and they don't look metallic. I thought it was going to like age me a little bit and it didn't. It's incredibly beautiful and they just wear so nicely. They're a really, really, really lovely formula. And then finally, you know, comparing with other things here, you know, lots of clear with glitter. I'm never going to kick a clear with glitter lip gloss out of bed. I like pretty much all of them, but the Glossier one is just lovely. Can you see the glitter in that? It's like almost holographic. It's got so much like rainbowy glitter in it. It's super, super pretty. And again, it's that same super sticky formula that gives you incredibly satisfying, like glassy lips. So those are the clear with glitter slash, you know, a couple of them that have just like shimmer to them. Okay, moving into milky glosses here. And they are, I don't know, I'm kind of drawing like an arbitrary distinction at where I delineate milky from medium pigment. So you'll probably see some in medium pigment that you're like, that could have gone in with milky, and vice versa, but just, you know, I'm still gonna review them all. Freaking 50 lip glosses, they're trying to run away. Okay, let's start with Tower 28 because they literally are like called milky lip glosses, and I'm gonna tell you guys which ones are my favorites. So There are 4 shades. There's coconut, cashew, oat, and that's not one, and almond. So I actually go for almond and oat the most, but coconut's really beautiful because it is pink. I'll go ahead and swatch all these for you. But I actually don't really love cashew. Of the 4, it's my least favorite because it's really warm. And these do spread out really nicely and they go really, really well with a lip liner. I, of course, prefer them with my khaki lip liner, which is what I wear with everything and what I'm wearing right now. But oat is almost clear. The only reason I included it in the milky category is just because it's with all of its friends in here, but those are the 4 of them and they do sheer out really beautifully and they add a really, really nice wash. Coconut I do get use out of. Cashew I really, really don't. It's just a little bit, like I said, it's kind of too bricky warm for me. And then these 2 are the ones that I get the most use out of. Almond I do have to spread it out quite a bit because it can be a little bit too deep for me. And then oat is just, again, like look, it like matches my nails. It's just this beautiful creamy beige color that I feel like goes with everything. I love this formula. It really behaves just like their clear formula, except I love the presence of the milkiness on my lips. In fact, let's go ahead. I'm just gonna put on almond. Do you see what I mean? It's kind of a coffee color and I have to spread it out or it actually does have quite a bit of presence. And like I say about a lot of things that are subtle, you know, that are just sort of washes of color, that's not nothing. So I love those. I really do. I can't say enough about those. I think that they were money well spent. I did buy all 4 of those myself. So let's next talk about a couple that I don't like, and that is the Lauren Conrad lip glosses. They are fine. Okay, they're fine, but I'm never going to tell you guys to run out and buy these because I just think that better formulas exist. They are pretty colors. I don't think that she did anything necessarily wrong, but you know, in an ocean of lip glosses, which is what I have, I'm looking for ingenuity. I'm looking for something that makes me remember it, and there's just nothing about these that's particularly memorable. Not to say that if you have them, you're never going to use them. Again, I don't hate them. I just don't really think that they're worth running out and buying. Now, talking about things, I think that the rest of this category is all things that I love, so we're just gonna be splitting hairs at this point. This is the other shade that I just tried in the Kosas Wet Lip Oil. This is the shade Dip. I now want to try all of the shades because I didn't realize actually how present the pigment is on these. I really thought they were all going to be kind of like this, you know, where you get them and you're like, that's a cute shade of clear. These truly have presence to them and they can really, you know, impact your makeup look, and they still have that just beautiful, lovely, I love this formula. I think it is so wonderful. So they did send this one to me. I'm really glad that they did. Just bear in mind, it is, when it gets on the skin, at least on me, I don't know, it's a little bit warmer than you think it's going to be. It kind of looks like a neutral rose. It has a little tiny bit of terracotta in it that's gonna make it go a little bit more orange. So just bear that in mind. I did end up kind of layering something cooler on top of this to wear it when I did put it in a video. The Rowan lip glosses. Guys, actually these are called Kiss My Lip Balms. You guys know how I feel about these. They are so, so beautiful. I'm obsessed with them. Some people do say, because I think that they are a vegan formula, that they don't last as long as they would want them to. So I don't feel like that has ever really bothered me about them, but the advantage of that is that they're very, very lightweight. They're almost like a lip oil. So swatching these, although I have swatched them dozens of times, I feel like. There are only 3 shades. I did end up buying all of these myself. Remy, Charlie, and Scout. I would say Charlie and Scout are my faves. They're the ones that I wear the most. Scout has the most impact, obviously, because it's going to be, you know, the deepest shade. I genuinely really wanted to love Remy, but I feel like it kind of falls in the same category as the Kosas in the sense that it pulls peacher than I think it's going to. I would say that if I had to pick one, I would probably pick Charlie, the middle one. It's just a perfect neutral rose. And then finally in this category, again, these are just such good dupes for the MAC lip gloss. And actually this one almost has enough pigment to move into the next category. So we're just kind of sliding into the next category here. But these again are the Wayne Goss lip glosses. This is in Hyacinth and this one's in Tulip. So Hyacinth is a really, I mean, just beautiful, like almost leans slightly coral pink. Ooh, so pretty. And these have enough presence in their pigment on the lips that I feel like they just look really classy. And this one is like an uber nude, like an uber nude, the shade Tulip. So, I mean, this is definitely not for everybody. I feel like since it does have milkiness to it, it does have translucence to it, I don't think it would really work on every skin tone. It would probably kind of show gaps in your lips if your lips are darker than this, or like, you know, significantly darker than this. But if it is a topper or something like that, it's really beautiful. But these kinds of milky shades work really well on me, especially with a brown lip liner, because they just kind of mix together. So that is a formula that I just, money well spent. So yeah, I mean, obviously, like, all of those are worth my time. Those are just such beautiful shades. So those were what I call the milky glosses. But again, you know, some of that kind of drifts into this like medium pigment territory. So I have all of my medium pigment glosses here. Again, loving that autofocus. Wow. So in no particular order here, let's start with the Ilia. What is it called? The Balmy Gloss. I have also heard that these don't stick around as long on people, just because I do think this is also a vegan formula. So when I say it's a vegan formula, I mean it doesn't have like lanolin in it or beeswax or something, and sometimes that does mean that you're gonna get a little bit less wear time. The main disadvantage of this release is that they are all pink. There are several shades. I wanna say there's like maybe seven or eight shades that came out in this release, but there are no orange, there's nothing plummy, they're just all pink. And I mean, that's a choice that they made, but pink doesn't look good on everybody. And so that's kind of why they don't pop up on my channel that often, is just because I don't always want to wear a pink lip. I like to wear neutral, cool lips most of the time. And so while I enjoy this formula, and the shade Only You is my favorite one, which is the coolest one here that has a little bit of lavender to it, you can see, but it's just, again, in the menagerie of lip glosses that I have, somehow they just seem to fade into the background, because I feel like I have dupes for all of them that I feel like perform better than this formula. And that is why I've talked about them on my channel, and I do think that they are good. I just really judge how much I love something by the data of how often I reach for it, and it's just not something that I reach for that often. Maybe I should reach for them more often. Maybe I should put them in like a front and center position and see. But again, the main shade that I would probably end up wearing anyway is Only You. Okay, so the next ones are from Lisa Eldridge. I have not had the chance to wear this one for like a full day yet, but I've had a chance to wear this one. This is Beauty. I love the shades. I love the packaging, of course. I love that like nice, very satisfying snap close, but these are super pigmented. Again, they could have gone almost into my high pigment category. That is the only disadvantage of these. They are so beautiful. In my mind, they reflect the fact that they were created by a makeup artist, because they're not like the easiest thing in the world to use. They're not foolproof like a Tower 28 or a Glossier or something, or even Thrive, you know, are all kind of foolproof. But the color impact, the wear time, just the general texture of these is so luxurious and beautiful. It's just a matter of whether or not you are game for keeping track of that level of pigmentation on your face over the course of the day, because I'm not always game for that. They do sheer out really nicely, but there are other ones that I would rather wear that are sheerer, that are easier to wear, you know? Next, we have the Lila B, I guess the shade is B Elegant, but this is their, it's like a high pigment lip oil or whatever. First things first, this is the most obnoxious applicator. For whatever reason, it does not absorb much product. So when you go to put this on, it just doesn't hold very much, but absolutely beautiful color. Like crazy beautiful color. Like the color that I was achieving by mixing a bunch of stuff together. Like so beautiful. But just bear in mind, it's a kind of an obnoxious applicator, and Lila B's stuff, honestly, the reason that I don't talk about it that much on my channel, and I know that this is such like a double standard, but I feel like for the performance of their products, which is kind of underwhelming, like I feel like their stuff's not perfectly dialed in, like they don't have a right to charge the luxury prices that they charge. I am willing to pay luxury prices for a luxury experience, but like it has to practically put itself on for me. And for whatever reason, like I think Lila B's products are just like 90% there. They're just not quite there. And it's either too little product for the price, the product just, you know, gums over too easily, or the applicator doesn't work quite well, or the fact that they don't sell replacement pans even though they sell these really heavy duty, seemingly reusable, seemingly eco-friendly metal packaging. That's my tirade on Lila B. That's why you don't see them very often on my channel. It's just, I'm like, it's too precious and it's not quite right. And then finally in this category, maybe my favorite lip gloss that I own right now. Oh my gosh, guys, you know how you just get excited about something from the packaging to the formula to the wear time to the color. Oh my gosh. This is the Hourglass Unreal Lip Gloss in the shade Provoke. And it is, you guys have seen me obsess about this in 2 videos now already, the most dialed in on everything. It's dialed in on pigmentation. It's dialed in on this unbelievably perfect cool tone shade. It's bouncy, it's minty, it's just pigmented enough. It's very easy to apply, very easy to wear, incredibly flattering, at least on me. I think it's incredibly flattering, and it still has that bouncy, nourishing satisfaction. As usual, Hourglass dials in a formula. They do so many things right. It justifies the price, and this is absolutely no exception. Okay, and finally in this category, we have the Cosmetics True Gloss. I have the shade Caramel Glaze and Mochi Mochi. I've said it once, I'll say it again. You'll probably hear me say it many times. I think that the lips are the strength of Cosmetics. I mean, granted, I think that everything that she does is pretty awesome. I'm actually wearing her foundation today. I end up using a lot of her products, and you guys did a really, really good thing by like urging me for so long to try them, because genuinely they're one of my favorite brands now. But I think that the lips are the most gratifying thing in her collection, both because of the formulas, but also because of the shades. We're gonna talk about that with the full pigment glosses here in a second too, but these are very, very different in color, but they're really flexible. I feel like this is a really good adjuster, Mochi Mochi, for pretty much anything. It could be a little too light for a lot of people to wear on its own, but I feel like it works great with a lip liner. It's a really, really good way to, like, if you pick a lip liner that you really like, this is gonna help you wear that lip liner and just, it spreads out really nicely. It's almost like a mixing medium for a really pretty lip liner, or you can just wear it on its own and it's, you know, you can sheer it out to where it's almost clear. And the Caramel Glaze is a little bit warm for my taste. I do tend to layer something else on top of it. In fact, these two layer beautifully together, but it can still go sheer enough that it's just a really pretty wash of color, but you can also build it up and really get a lot of impact from it if you want to get that beautiful coffee brown out of it. And I feel like it's somewhere right in between as far as shade value is concerned. Cashew and almond in the Milky Glosses from Tower 28. From Tower 28, crash. But yeah, as these things go, these are 2 shades that are very, very different, but I can wear both of them. And that is something, again, that is just such a characteristic of Cosmetics. I really feel like I could reach my hand blindly into a bag of Cosmetics, put it on my face, and it would work. So finally, moving into what I call high pigment glosses, and that is these right here. And we will go ahead and kick it off talking about the Glossier Play Vinylic Lip and why you don't really see these on my channel that often. The thing that I don't love about these, and the reason that I actually used to have, I have 5 of them, but I used to have 7 of them and I got rid of 2, and I might end up decluttering more of them. Glossier does a lot of things well. I would say that, yeah, textures are their strength. When you get into like high saturation pigments, they're just kind of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. Their Generation G lips are better, but I think it's probably because they're sheerer. They're easier to wear for that reason. While in one breath I say I could reach my hand blindly into a bag of Cosmetics and wear anything that she does, I would say that I've tried just about every shade in the Glossier Vinylic Lip and none of them really looks that good on me. And I feel like it's just because these aren't very wearable shades. And that is something that I think, you know, Glossier needs to examine, among other things. Is just the ingenuity of their color theory. And it's something that I call an intangible. When certain brands just get color, Glossier just misses the mark on that. And that's why I just don't really recommend buying the Vinylic lips. So the only other thing to talk about here are from Cosmetics. So the first thing that we have is the True Gloss, which is a very, very highly pigmented lip gloss. And this is a very easy to wear formula. This is, again, in her Magic Hour colorway. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. It does behave truly like a lip gloss. There is no dry down or anything like that. But then there's these. Guys, these are, what do they call these things? Lip Cushion Tinted Lip Luminizer, and I have the shades Venetian Rose and Magic Hour. This was another one where I felt like the only way to describe this was a high pigment lip gloss, because even though they look like a lipstick, do not be fooled. When they go on, they're just this absolutely foolproof, gorgeous, glossy formula. And look at those shades. Look at those shades. Again, it's a je ne sais quoi. I don't know how to quantify it. I don't know how to say these are all colors that look good on skin and these are all colors that don't look good on skin and tell you why necessarily, but like, her stuff's dialed in. And M Cosmetics is just a line that I'm so glad, like I said, that you guys enlightened me on, because they have quickly become one of my favorite lines to interact with. Like, I always talk about makeup should be fun to use. M Cosmetics makeup is fun to use. I feel like, if anything, she has too many formulas, because the True Gloss is so similar to the lip cushion. But, you know, I'm not gonna argue with that. More is more is better. And I said it in the big brand review that I did, but I genuinely think that anybody can find something to love in her collection. And if you're like waffling between colors, being like, well, is that gonna look good on me or is that gonna look good on me? It's either going to look good or it's going to look great. It's not going to look bad. So that was my little sidebar on M Cosmetics having to do with lip products, but I think that that was warranted because she just is such a power player in the space, if you will. But if I had to call out my favorites in each category, yes, I would say that the M Cosmetics lip cushion is my favorite in the full pigment. Hourglass is my favorite in the medium pigment. The Wayne Goss is probably my favorite in the milky pigment level. The Glossier, with e.l.f. probably close behind, is my favorite in the like glitter gloss category. I just feel like my expectations are different for each of these. And then when it comes to clear gloss, I'm going, well, I also really like the Morning Dew. The Morning Dew and the Kosas probably are tied for top. I just haven't used the Morning Dew for as long as I have the Kosas. I am out of words, guys. This video is probably going to be infinitely long, but for those of you who really like tediously enumerating the nuanced differences between a bunch of really similar products, I'm sure you really enjoyed this video. For the people who are like, this is really tedious and annoying, they're not watching anymore. I totally understand. Not everybody's as into lip glosses as I am, but hopefully this was enough information for you guys to feel like you understand, I don't know, the strengths and weaknesses of all of these things in my collection and which ones really rise to the top. If you have any additional questions about these as I just wave them at you, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to answer any and all, because again, this is something that is like a maybe not so quiet passion of mine. It's just, you know, what looks the glossiest and plumpest and most beautiful on my lips. Yeah, I will also list every single one of these products down below with like shoppable links if you guys want to pick any of them up. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you guys did. If there are any other things like categories of makeup that you guys want a full like reviewing my entire collection, let me know down below and I can do those for you, because this is actually really helpful for me to suss my thoughts out as well. And if there are any of these that you want to see more of on my channel, like you're like, I really thought that you were going to give more attention to that product, I can design a makeup look around it and we can do those kinds of things. So let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I love you absolutely so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.